Hi, hello, welcome to Spell Today. We're covering a spell every single day of the year from the 5e PHB plus 3. Those plus 3 spells are homebrew spells. We're at plus 1 at the moment. You can head back in the playlist to find it. And today's spell is Hallucinatory Terrain. The door is not as big as it seems.
Comrade?
4th level illusion, casting time of 10 minutes, range of 300 feet, components verbal somatic material, a stone, a twig, and a bit of green plant. Duration, 24 hours. You make natural terrain in a 150-foot cube in range, look, sound, and smell like some sort of other natural terrain, thus open fields or a road can be made to resemble swamp, hill, crevasse, or some other difficult or impassable terrain. A pond can be made to seem like a grassy meadow, a precipice like a gentle slope, or a rock-strewn gully like a wide and smooth road. Manufactured structures, equipment, and creatures within the area aren't changed in appearance. The tactile characteristics of the terrain are unchanged, so creatures entering the area are likely to see through the illusion. If the difference isn't obvious by touch, a creature carefully examining the illusion can attempt an intelligence investigation check against your spell save DC to disbelieve it. A creature who discerns the illusion for what it is sees it as a vague image superimposed on the terrain. Eee, not as good as I remember. So, what this is, it's an illusion on an area. Well, dumb idiot, what the hell are you bringing up? So what this is a major image, but a major image that specifically has to revolve around terrain. That's kind of what I meant to get across earlier. This video's falling apart. So, Hallucinatory Terrain. It's a spell, 150-foot cube. That is quite the difference, especially because you can fill that both vertically and also falsify a gully, trench, ravine of up to 150 feet. It's good. The issue is, people coming close to it, tactically, it doesn't change anything. But it does change some important measures. Look, obviously. Smell, interesting. Sound. And because it's not just sight, and it's sound and smell, meaning that from a distance, someone just passing it by, like, oh yeah, there's no road there, because there's a bit of mountain there still. There wasn't a road blown through and past, or there wasn't a bridge here, or there wasn't a cave here. This is the spell for terrain you want to hide. Because sadly, it doesn't actually hide structures. I thought it hid structures previously. No, creatures, objects, structures, anything artificial really is still seen. Anything that's not just a part of the terrain, meaning you can't actually get rid of bridges. It doesn't say you can't cover it up. The unique quirk of it, compared to major image and minor image, is the fact that you can subvert what's there. You make something look like it's not there. It's the Wile E. Coyote to an extent of making a tunnel appear when there's not actually a tunnel. Yes, they'll walk into it and then get hurt, but it can still look through it, or look through the false terrain past it. But if you had a building there that's actually there, or like an entrance to a mine, the entrance to the mine is going to awkwardly stick out in that cave. That doesn't mean you can't just, instead of making a larger tunnel around that mine entrance, you could cover it up with a whole mountain, because you can cover up those structures, creatures, and objects, and it's just under the 150-foot cube. Does anyone know of Da Vinci's fake wall? It's a fun one. So yeah, you can't change some of those artificial things or change a creature on what they look like because it's specifically targeting terrain. That doesn't mean you can make false terrain that is already larger than the structure and encapsulating it. Want to hide an entire camp? Boom, there's a forest there now. Or there's a swamp that no one wants to go near, and it sounds, looks, and even smells like it. So unless they remember, like, wait a minute, I don't remember a swamp being there, or I guess the woods were a little cut back, or there was a village there, wasn't there? You could hide it in town in the middle of the woods with this illusion, which also goes up 150 feet, meaning you could also hide in very tall structures to an extent. You could have a wizard tower that's entirely hidden by one hallucinatory terrain. The issue is, it's not long-lasting, it's not an until-dispelled thing, it's just 24 hours. So probably more the camp scenario, whether you're hiding your adventuring party, whether you're hiding a military camp, because that's a 150-foot cube. That is a big area. Moving a caravan in a range of 300 feet, you don't even have to be exactly right next to it. Or the specifics of it. Casting time of 10 minutes, not the worst. 4th level spell slot, that's actually pretty accessible. That's pretty accessible. Debatably, depends the setting. More than 5th, more than 6th, more than 7th, you get what I mean. This is a valuable thing for military to have illusionist-wise. Not to say illusionists aren't already valuable to a military asset. But being able to hide a camp, a front, an ambush with hallucinatory terrain, ooh, that is a tongue twister. That's good. And also, not consumed, not a gold cost. And things you are likely to find, at least in a wooded generic forest area. Come on, a stone, a twig, and a bit of green plant. Bit of green plant! You could even do a cactus. So unless they have an immediate reason to actually suspect it, and they have to get close to then make the intelligence check, they're pretty good. It's a pretty good hideaway. And this could be used for both, again, the military assets and parties, adventuring parties. Hide your camp, hide where you're resting, right in front of the evil boss's lair. It's just another bit of rocks or a bit of dead trees. 7 out of 10. Because it's you know, it takes prep time, it's not everlasting, so it's harder to hide permanent structures through this, but you can do that through ritual or whatever magic item mumbo jumbo. But when it comes to just a general caster using the spell and having access to it, again, the hiding camp, which is a really... Look, wagon trains were a really dangerous thing. I don't know why Oregon Trail immediately came to mind, but you get what I mean. The road is dangerous. So having some way to immediately hide yourself in a large area, whether it's military, just people traveling in general, a wizard trying to hide their location, a cult trying to hide themselves, or an adventuring party just trying to make camp. It's a good spell.